Jeff Rowe from Two Hacks Garage. Well, guess what, guys? Rotating assemblies, they're done. I just got to go to Kenosha and pick them up. They're for that 292 cubic inch small block Chevy I'm going to build and the 311 cubic inch small block Chevy that's going to go in this dragster. So with that, I'm going to start building those really soon, but I need to do a lot of measuring. If you've seen a lot of my videos, I've been doing how-tos on measuring different things. I'm a numbers guy. Numbers are going to tell you the story on so much when it comes to an engine. And this video, well, you know what? It's numbers, 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 numbers. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to show you an easy, budget, affordable way how to CC your cylinder heads. What is CCing your cylinder heads? Well, it's quite simple. Your cylinder head has a chamber, and in that chamber, there's actually a volume in there. That volume is going to help you dictate the overall compression ratio. Now, we're not going to be able to get the compression ratio on this. That will be another video, more of that awesome nerdy race math. But for now, what I need to do is I need to get the combustion chamber size on those cylinder heads so I know that number. So when I calculate the overall compression ratio, I know where we're at. With that, let me show you what we got going on. All right, first off, guys, this is the cylinder head we're working with. It is a 1965 GM casting head. It's the 378-461, commonly referred to as the 461 head. This was advertised as a 62cc combustion chamber, although these were cast, that can vary, and this has been machined down. I'm not going to go off of 62 cc's. I actually want to get an accurate measurement of what this actually is. Now, mind you, this isn't going to play a whole lot to it, but this cylinder head originally came with 194 intake valve and the 160 exhaust. The 194 has been retained, but the exhaust side of the 160 has been changed. This cylinder head is kind of the early double hump style head, commonly known as, if you want to call it, a fuelie head. These were replaced later on with like the 462 and the 461X. I chose this cylinder head here because when I found these had already been machined, everything done to them, pretty much ready to bolt on. I'm going to change the springs out. Again, another video, but I want a high compression engine. I'm going to be using a set of Keith Black domed pistons, and calculating that size of the dome, that's going to play into our overall compression. Like I said, that will be for another video. This video is literally just getting the chamber volume you see in here. I need to know that amount right there. So what do you do, guys? Well, there's a bunch of different kits out there. Some of them are kind of expensive that use like a very high-end glass burret and all that type of stuff. However, you really don't need that. I went online and I bought this 5-inch by 5-inch piece of acrylic plate with a hole in it. And this was, I think, around $10 or $12. You could probably make your own, but I was just wanting to buy one. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to use this with a little bit of grease that I have here, always on hand. It's just a multi-purpose synthetic grease. And you're going to basically take that along here like that, and you're going to seal that to it. That's going to create a nice seal. Now, once you have a nice seal, what you need to do is you need to fill up that chamber. And how you do that, guys? Well, you're going to need a liquid. Water doesn't quite work well. I've always used an isopropyl alcohol. It's cheap. I think I picked this up for like $1 at the dollar store. So yeah, that's what I'm going to use with this. A lot of people will add a food coloring dye to make it easier to see, but I've done this quite often. And you know what, guys? I don't have any food color right now, so we're just going to run with this. The other thing you're going to need, well, you're going to need a syringe. And I got this at a farm store that's local that I frequent quite often, and it was only a couple dollars. So if you look here, it's measuring in milliliters. If you look right there, just for reference, 1 milliliter equals 1 cc. So when you hear 62 cc, the cc stands for cubic centimeters. So right there, milliliters, 1 milliliter does equal 1 cubic centimeter. Now, if you look out here, I am using a set of cylinder head stands here. I did purchase these. I've used these a lot for other projects. Those are 35, 40 bucks. But if you really need to, you can go to the hardware store and just use yourself some bolts, washers, and nuts and use them under that stand to basically make the cylinder head level. That's the other thing is, guys, you want to make sure this is level. So if you didn't have these cylinder head stands and you wanted to do this and you bought a set of bolts from the hardware store, you bought yourself some alcohol, you ordered up one of these plates or made it, or you even got some grease, you're going to be able to do this for under probably 20, 25 bucks. And it's pretty accurate. So Let's walk through this and show you what we got going on. Okay, so the first step is, now mind you, I'm going to do this on every single chamber on these heads. Not in this video, I'm just going to do one of them as a representation. You want to make sure your spark plug is in. One reason why, well, you don't want it to leak. That's the major reason why. But this actually takes up some of the volume in the actual chamber itself. Now, mind you, if you look here, this is a domed piston. That here is also going to take up chamber volume. But like I said, in another video, we're going to show you how to calculate your overall static compression ratio based upon numbers like this, based upon your cc's on this, stroke of your crank, volume of your cylinder, and also the thickness of your gasket. But for this video, we're just going to go ahead and get the cylinder head cc'd. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the super lube, which you don't need a whole lot. Just going to take a little bit of this, put it on my finger. And what I want to do is I want to come around here and get enough on here to make a nice seal all the way around it. Now, mind you, yeah, when you're done doing this, you're going to have to clean off the cylinder head and all that and make sure everything's cleaned up. But you just want to make sure you get enough on there so it's going to seal. So I'm just going to spread that around there like that. A little bit does go a long way. I think I've had this tube now for probably 3 years. You want to keep stuff out of the chamber as much as you can. And what I like to do is I like to tack the lubrication up like this, and it creates little fingers kind of. It helps bond it when you push stuff down. I actually do this with gaskets too. You can use the same theory on doing this. Just want to make sure it's all nice and tacked up. If you seem like you might have a little bit too less, you can always go back and add some more. This is just going to provide a nice seal for that 5" by 5" plate. So once you're done with that, what you're going to want to do, you're going to take your 5" plate, your 5" by 5" plate, and you're going to actually seal it to that surface. Now, mind you, when you seal it to that surface, I'm going to show you guys here in a second, just wiping off my hands. On this plate, if you look, it's got that little hole. That little hole is what you're going to use to fill the alcohol in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this down on there, and you want to make sure the whole entire chamber is sealed. And I'm just going to push that on there. I'm going to get a nice seal. You'll be able to seal up. You'll easily be able to see that. And mind you, again, you want to make sure you don't want to slide this around. You just want to press down. You want to make sure that seals. I can see there that it's got a nice seal. So from there, what you're going to do is you're going to use your alcohol, your nice isopropyl alcohol, and what you're going to do is you're going to fill this up. Okay, so if you look here, this thing measures to 60. Well, I'm going to actually fill that up to 60, and the reason I'm going to do that is because these cylinder heads were as advertised from the factory at 62 cc. All right, so I went ahead and I filled up my syringe here up to 60 milliliters, which is 60 cubic centimeters. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully plunge most of that liquid, as much as I can, down into this chamber here. I'm taking my time, and you kind of want to make sure this cylinder head is level. The reason being is because you want to get all the air bubbles out, and I'll show you that here in a second. All right. So after plunging all that in there, except about, there's about 5 left in there, I do have quite a large air bubble, as you can see. So what you need to do is you're going to want to move your cylinder head kind of back and forth to release that air. And what that does is that air is actually taking up space. So If you get to a point like this, you can go back in, start pushing a little bit more in there. Okay, so I still have a little bit of an air bubble. So what I'm going to have to do is I had 60 in there. I'm going to put a little bit more inside my syringe and give it a little bit more alcohol. All right, so what I did here, it's kind of hard to see and it's not level, but I did put 5 milliliters of alcohol in here. So that's 5 cc's. And I'm going to try to go at about 1 cc at a time. So right now, I know I've got about 60. All right, so right now it is full. My first step on that was 60. There's no air bubbles left in there. And I am looking at my syringe on here, and I had put originally 5 in here, and I'm going to count these down. And after I count them down, I know it's kind of hard to see with the camera and it's not level, but I'm looking right now on that, and I got 3, about 3.5. So I put in about 1.5 milliliters. So these are really, really close. So it's pretty simple, guys. What I did was I made sure that the plate was on there, has a nice seal. I made sure it's level, and I put 60 milliliters of alcohol in my syringe. I put that in there. Notice I still had some air bubble, got as much out of its count. I went ahead and put 5 more milliliters in here and went a milliliter at a time and was watching it. And so these chambers, they're close to 62. I put 5 in there and put another 1.5 milliliters in there. So, you know what, guys? These are 61.5 milliliters, aka 61.5 cubic centimeters. So yeah, it was really close, but you do want to check everything out. This is a really simple, economical way to do it. Like I said, you can get syringes like this at a hardware store. If you didn't have those handy dandy cylinder head stands, you can use bolts for that too. I'm just using just a little bit of lubrication right there to put the seal down there. Like I said, I bought that online for like 10 or 12 bucks, and I just use like a dollar store isopropyl alcohol. So yeah, that is a really economical way, a pretty precise, accurate way for the DIY engine builder to calculate the cc's of your cylinder heads. Now, mind you, if you were doing some big, crazy turbo 2,000 horsepower build, this probably is not the method for you. But for us average guys just building stuff in our garage that pay attention to our builds, this is, you know what, guys, 20, 25 bucks. Well, guess what? I just figured out what the size of my combustion chamber is. So when I go to do the math on the overall compression ratio, well, one of my calculations is already taken care of. That's just a simple and quick video on how to, in a budget but yet accurate way, how to measure the chamber volume of your cylinder heads. Like I said, if you're going to do something that's super high end, lots of boost, you know, complete race engine, you might want to get a little bit more accurate equipment. But for people that are building on a budget, people that are building a street rod engine, bracket car, high horsepower, naturally aspirated drag car, whatever stuff like that, you know what, guys? This is a good way to be able to calculate that. Like I said, I'm going to do more videos on more of that nerdy race engine math, because this calculation here is going to play into calculating my overall compression ratio. Now, I'm also going to do a video what's the difference between dynamic and static, and that involves camshaft. I really like numbers. I really like the math. I really like how it all goes into an engine. But you know what, guys? This is a simple and, like I said, affordable way of calculating that part of it right there. Hope you learned something. I know everyone's got their way. This is just a Two Hacks Garage budget-friendly way. Just a quick video tutorial on how to do that. I was a little bit skeptical at first looking at it because a lot of the old casting heads are off a little bit, and these heads had been machined down, and when you machine something down, it's going to take away a little bit of volume. But as you saw there, it only took just a little bit out. They're advertised at 62 cc. Well, they came in at about 61.5 cc. So you know what? 62 cc, pretty much spot on. So with that, guys, there's going to be more of these videos on how to do things, how to measure things. Race nerdy engine math is what I call it. So yeah, I'm going to be back into building the small blocks, still working on Kyle's stuff. And hopefully pretty soon I'll have the crankshaft so we can start building these engines and really start doing some awesome race math. With that, we'll see you in the next one.